Up next on SUGARbriety, can you outrun your bad diet? Hi, I'm Ben Fury, Executive Director of SUGARbriety International. Today's topic, can you outrun your bad diet? Short answer, no, sorry, doesn't work that way. Folks that eat junk and stay thin might look fine on the outside, but if you could see inside, ew, yuck. 40% of normal weight people still have serious health problems like high blood pressure, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and fatty blood, putting them at high risk for cancer or a heart attack. Now, don't get me wrong. Being fit and thin does help reduce the risk of serious disease. But to be really fit, thin, and healthy, you need to clean out your cupboard and your fridge. And it's not just me saying it. Doctors Malhotra, Noakes, and Finney reviewed the evidence for diet versus exercise. Their conclusion? You cannot outrun a bad diet. Want to change the weight on your scale? Change what goes in your mouth. That'll do way more for your weight and health than buying a new pair of fancy running shoes. Oy. The food and fitness industries keep pushing running on sugar, and the research just keeps piling up that they're completely wrong. A new study just came out in JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association. It's called Effect of an Intensive Lifestyle Intervention on Glycemic Control in Patients with Type 2 Diabetes, a randomized clinical trial. The English translation? We took a bunch of diabetics and made them exercise like crazy for a year! Evil bastards. They made these diabetics do 5 to 6 weekly aerobic training sessions of 30 to 60 minutes each and added resistance training to 2 or 3 of those exercise sessions. Oh gosh. And they gave them dietary counseling to consume a low-fat, high-carb diet. Can you guess what happened after a whole year of this madness? Not much. They lost a wee bit of weight. Average BMI went from 31 to 29. Their blood sugar improved slightly. Their A1C went from 6.65 to 6.34. That's not much of an improvement. That means instead of averaging super high blood sugars around 160, they're averaging blood sugars around 150. That's still really, really high. Normal non-diabetic healthy blood sugars are way down around 83. These diabetics are averaging around 150. They're still going through the daily blood sugar roller coaster, and it's tearing their bodies apart. As far as preventing the progression of their diabetes towards amputations, kidney failure, blindness, and death, they accomplished next to nothing. After all that hard work, that's not fair. Why? Why didn't it work? Because the researchers didn't put them on high-octane fuel. High-octane premium fuel for humans is protein and fat. Instead, they put them on cheap synthetic flex fuel, carbohydrates. They were told to get 45 to 60% of their fuel from carbohydrates. Scientists have several names for types of carbohydrates: monosaccharides, disaccharides, polysaccharides, glucose, fructose. We don't need all that. There's a real simple English word for carbohydrate: sugar. Carbohydrates equal sugar. Carbohydrates are sugars. So let's think about what went wrong with this study and why it had such teeny tiny effects. What did these diabetics do? They exercised like crazy for a year. What didn't they do? They didn't cut back on sugar. In fact, they were encouraged to get over half of their calories from sugar. Okay, what could go wrong with that? In case you're not familiar with type 2 diabetes, it's a disease where your body can't process sugar. Sugar makes diabetics sick. In effect, diabetics are allergic to sugar. So think of it this way. If you had people with peanut allergies, would you tell them to exercise a whole lot and be sure to eat plenty of peanuts every day? Of course not. That's crazy. Peanuts make people with peanut allergies sick. Exercise won't fix your peanut allergy. Not eating peanuts will fix your peanut allergy. You avoid the food that makes you sick. Simple. Avoid what you're allergic to, right? So why tell diabetics that are allergic to sugar to exercise like crazy and eat a lot of sugar? It makes no sense, right? I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something here, so I asked nutritionist Amy Berger about this. She answered my question with a question. Amy asked me, if diabetes is diagnosed via high blood sugar, why would a type 2 diabetic want to follow a diet where 45 to 60% of total energy comes from the foods that raise blood sugar the most? Yeah, Amy, that doesn't make sense, does it? I also asked obesity specialist Dr. Robert Sivas about this study, and he said, treating a diabetic with exercise and proving that there is a slight decrease in blood carbohydrate level is no different than treating an alcoholic with exercise and proving their blood alcohol level is slightly lower. The issue is consumption. If you don't drink, you can't get drunk. If you don't eat carbs, you cannot be diabetic. Yeah, thanks, Doc, that makes sense. That's why this study didn't work. Diabetes isn't caused by too little exercise. Diabetes is caused by too much sugar. Don't kid yourself like those researchers making those poor diabetics exercise and exercise and exercise. You can't outrun a bad diet full of sugar. You might be thin and fit for now, but the sugar will still be rotting your guts. As always, I'm your sweet but not sugary host, Ben Fury. Please subscribe to SUGARbriety, and also please donate to our nonprofit mission to help save the world from sugar addiction, because stopping sugar addiction is up to us. Thank you, and be well.